All right, guys. Welcome to the fundamental bias review for the week of September 27th. My name is Dre, aka DreDayFX. So we're gonna start in 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, we're gonna start the webinar. I'm gonna look at what happened this week, and if you followed my actual directions here that I had for the week, start of the week, you should be profitable. So we're going to review everything what that happened this week, and analyze everything, and we're going to look at signals too at the same time. So in 2 minutes we're going to start. Okay, so I hope that everyone had a blessed week of trading, and is the first, like the song says, is the first of the month. So yeah, today was hectic in the market. So, and we're in the fourth quarter officially. So I hope that the end of the year will be blessed for everyone. So we're gonna start in 2 minutes. Welcome everyone. So we're gonna start in 1 minute. 1 minute. So we're gonna look at the market review here for the week of September 27th. Already on October. It's crazy. Goes fast, but yeah, I hope that everyone had a great week this week. So we're gonna start in almost 30 seconds here. Okay. All right, everyone. So welcome to the fundamental bias review for the week of September 27th. Yeah, it was a great week here overall for hopefully for everyone, because most of the moves that we predicted was made based on our fundamental bias here overall. Yeah, it was a great week and a lot of movement. So we're going to look at the charts here, look at a few signals that we had here for the week with Enigma. If you're not in a part of our Enigma group, our free group, there will be a link here at the end of the webinar. It's already in the Facebook group, and it will be on YouTube after the webinar. And yeah, and if you want to have, usually you have like a couple of signals that we send out every day, but if you want to have the full list of signals based on the pairs that we've been looking at on every week, we have a $97 package that you could purchase, monthly package that will give you access to our Discord group with all of the signals that is sent out from the Enigma system, and it's really correlating with our fundamental bias that we have here that we review every week. Okay, so without further ado, I'm just going to share my screen, and we're gonna first look at our notes that we had here for that we looked at on Monday, and then we're going to look at the charts. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen here. It won't be long. Hope that everyone had a fabulous week. All right, perfect. Okay. So as we looked at on Monday, I told you guys based on the data that we would have a lot of movement on three different currencies. The first one that we looked at was the British pound. The second one is the Canadian dollar. And the last one is the euro. Okay. The reason why we looked at those three specific currencies is based on the actual commercial contracts difference. Here you see it was on minus 13,077 and it went to 1,073. So it was a big jump from 1 week to another. Okay. Same thing here in CAD. It went from 1,424 to 18,854. Okay. And lastly, the euro was minus 66,260 to minus 44,249. Okay. So since those three data was going up in value, that means that we're looking to do the opposite. That means that we're looking to sell GBP, sell CAD, and sell the euro. Okay. Perfect. So let's look at the charts here. I'm just going to look at, first of all, I'm just going to look at the signals that we had overall. Okay, so for the example, we're going to look at three different currencies. I know it's Friday. Most of the people want to end the week fresh, so we're just going to look at three currencies here. So we're going to start with a GBP pair. So we're going to look at GBP. Look at that here. It will be GBP US GBP CAD. And I always look at the weekly chart. Okay, that's where we look at to see exactly what we were looking in the market. Okay, so we're just going to go back on our list here of bias and look at GBP CAD to see if we have an actual bias here first. Scroll down. GBP CAD. Okay. Okay, so this one was a neutral pair. So I'm just going to look. It was not GBP CAD I was going to look at. It was GBP USD. Yes, that's what I was looking at. GBP USD. So we're going to go on GBP USD. Perfect. So GBP USD, we had it as a sell. The reason why is that the dollar index was going up. And like I said, it was going up for the last few months since July. based on our data that we had here so far. But the British pound, as we looked at in the data here, you still see it here. There was a big difference here compared from the week of the 13th to the 20th of September. Okay, there was a big swing to the downside. Okay, so that's why we're looking to sell GBUSD for the week. And as you see, this is a down candle. That's the weekly chart, the weekly candle. It was a down candle. Okay, so our bias was accurate based on the data. And that's what is powerful here with when you do the fundamental bias before you do your technical, is that you have a little bit of edge on the market compared to retail traders. Okay, you have to trade with the market makers, and this is what the market makers are using. Okay, they know their bias, and they know the actual bias, and they give us the bias basically before the week start. So they give you the cheat code before taking a trade. Okay, and as you all know, sometimes it goes on our favor, and sometimes it doesn't go on our favor. But you know that if you do your fundamental bias and you see it in bold like that, that means that this currency will be moving for the week. Okay, so sometimes it's gonna give you a sell bias, but it could still go up. But the movement of the market on top of Enigma, if you look at the signals that are sent out for that specific pair, most of the signals will hit in profit. Okay, because the movement, the volume in trading will be higher compared to a neutral pair. Okay, so let's dive in on GBUSD to see if we have any signals that was sent out. Okay, so that was today, and that's the Friday signal. So usually on Fridays we do not trade. Usually our signals are sent out from Monday to Thursday. Okay, because this is where the actual movements in the market are made. Okay, so as you can see, we had one signal for sell. Okay, and what we said here is that our bias is going down. We have an Enigma sell for a downtrend, and that was Wednesday. So those are three confluences for a good trade. So let's do a replay and see how it played out. So we could see exactly the entry, the stop loss, the pricing, and everything, and see the movement here overall. Okay. And if I looked at, let's see, I'm just gonna look at the signals, because I'm pretty sure I saw that signal here because it was sent out with the system. I just want to make sure exactly when it was sent out. Yeah, so that was sent out on the 29th. That's exactly the date that we have here on the chart. And yeah, there was multiple signals that were sent out here. Even GBP, JPY at the same time was sent out as a sell. Okay, so let's look at what was played out here. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna go back. Just gonna redo the replay here because it went too fast. All right. Okay, let's redo it. There you go. So boom, you had an entry here at 1.3529. Okay. So when you see the alert, that is exactly the price that we had on alert here on the 29th. If you look at if you're a VIP member, you're gonna see exactly the price point that was sent out with the system automatically. When you see a price point that says the same price point from left to right, that means that's a market execution. Okay, so it's not a pending. Usually it's going to be around that price. You can still do pending whatever based on your analysis, but this is a market execution here. Okay, you have the stop loss that is sent out, and we give you all the TPs, TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay, and usually what I do here on my end personally is when the price hit TP1, I take partials. I put my stop loss to break even, and then if it hits the TP2, I take another partial, put my stop loss from the entry to my TP1 to secure my profits, and then if it goes to TP3, I close my trades and I go on with my day. Okay, so let's see what is going to play it out here. Let's continue. All right. Boom. Already the next hour, because that's the hour candle, the next hour took TP1 already. In that example, if you took partial here and you put your stop loss as break even, you would have really already stopped out here, but you would be stopped out in profit because you already took partial here, and it gives you another entry opportunity to get back in for a sell. Okay, let's continue. Boom. Next hour, if you were re-entered here, it hit TP1, TP2. Another strong push down, almost TP3. Boom. TP3 hit, you close your trade. So you would have been in this trade. Let's say you took partial. You're still in the trade. You would have been in the trade here for at least 6 hours. And you would have hit all the TPs here. So that's what, around 80 pips. That's a great trade right there, guys. So you do your fundamental, you know your bias for the week, you look for sells, right? Or you look for good entries based on Enigma, the signals. You get a signal for a sell that is congruent with your bias. You take the trade, and you're scaling in the trade. Take partial or whatever you like, if it's partial or not. But you take you take the trade, and you're in profit. If that's not a good system, guys, I don't know what it is. Okay. If you add up everything that the knowledge that you have here overall, you're gonna have some good trading days. Okay. And that's only one signal from many that was sent out from the system. Okay. So type the number one if you see the value in that, guys. If you're not a member yet, or you're in the fence, you got to get that signal system that we're sending out on Discord. Okay. If you're not a VIP member yet, go get it. Or if you're in the fence still, and you just want to see a few straight coming in, you can still go on our Telegram group, free signal group that we have. We have almost 500 customers here, happy customers that are enjoying that, and eventually they're going to be switching to our VIP member status here. So they're going to get more trades and more trade signals and more value. Perfect. So that's GBP/USD. Now let's look at a CAD pair, because we had CAD as a sell. Like you can see here, we had CAD meaning for a sell, right? Let's go back to our list of currencies. I know we had a CAD, right, CAD JPY. So let's look at CAD JPY to see what was done here. So CAD JPY. And we're going to look at the weekly. Like I said, we always start with the weekly to see exactly what was the trend overall for the week. So good example of what I was saying, guys. Our bias was a sell, right? Did the market sell overall for the week? There were some downtrend and there was some uptrend, because we do see a big wick here, right? So that means that we're gonna go on the 4-hour to see what was done overall for the week. So the price started here at that price, and it went up. Okay. So the bias for CAD JPY wasn't a sell, it was a buy. But as I said, even though our bias is a sell, the market makers will move the market whenever they want, at what direction that they want. Okay. But we know that pair will be moving. So as long as you know that this pair will be moving, and you have a signal that will send out for a buy or sell for that pair, you take the trade. Okay. After you analyze everything. Okay. So we have a trade here. That was one trade that was sent out, and that was on the 27th. I'm just gonna scroll on my signals. That was on the 27th. So that I'm just gonna do a check. GPY, yeah. So we had set up on the 27th. Perfect. So it was sent out perfectly. Okay. So we're gonna go down on the 1 hour and see exactly the play that was done here. Perfect. So basically this trade, yes, that was a trade I was looking at on Friday when we did the review on the for the week of the 20th. I said specifically that this trade for buy was still valid, even though it was going over the weekend. Okay. So let's say you started on the 27th, and you look at this trade, it was still valid here for a buy. Okay, but there was another entry for a buy here right there, and that was the one that was sent out on the 27th. Okay, so there was one on the 26th. Basically, it was on the 20. I'm sorry, it was the 24th. Yeah, that was the over the weekend data here. So let's look at this signal. So that was the actual signal that was sent out. Okay. Let's go here. Perfect. Yeah, so you have an entry here for buy. That's the exact entry, 87.9279. 9276. Yeah, 67. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah. That was the actual trade. TP1, TP2, TP3. So it was a buy, right? Our bias was a sell, but we know that the market will be moving here, and that was on, I said it wasn't 27, but that was end of 27 and the beginning of the day of the 28th. Okay, so let's continue. Okay. Right there, TP1 hit. TP1 was at 88.113, and your entry was at 8793. So that's almost 20 pips here. Almost 20 pips. Right? Let's continue. You had to take partial, or just leave your trade like that, but that's really at your own judgment. Right now, stop loss hit. Would you say it's a loss or it's a win? If you take partial and you break even, put your stop loss at break even, you wouldn't never lose that trade. It's a winning trade here. That's a winning trade. Why? Because it followed the TP1 target. And if you follow exactly the process of trading that we have with EFX, Elevated FX, you know that we love to take partial profit and put our stop loss at break even. So that way we do not lose our position, okay? You're still in the green. But if you keep your stop loss at the actual stop loss target, and when the price was already at TP1, that's your prerogative here. That's on you, okay? So that, I consider that a win. So far, so good. So good, guys. Now we're gonna look at a euro pair, but yeah, I was going to look at the euro USD for the week. That was a crazy pair that was in confluence with what we were looking at overall, and there was a multiple setups. I'm just gonna go back on our weekly. You see the few setups here, but I'm just gonna go back on our weekly and go back on our bias that we had for the week for euro USD. So we had it as a sell. Oops, I'll go back. Oops. Won't be long, guys. There you go. Perfect. Euro USD, we had it as a sell. Why? Because, like I said, the dollar index still going up for the last few months, okay? And this week, we saw that there was a big jump in pricing in the commercial contracts for euro to look for a downtrend, okay? That's why I put USD CAD as a sell for this week. So let's look at the weekly. So this is the week. It started the week here at 1.17219, and it finished the week at 1.15921. That's a crazy move, guys. Crazy move. Okay. So it was congruent with our bias for a sell, and it sold off all week. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Okay. So let's remove that and remove that. Perfect. Oops. All right. Perfect. So this is the start of the week, okay? First candle of the day, sold off. Okay, so that was the high of the week. The first candle of the week, first hour, the first 4 hours, sorry, that was the high of the week. And then sold off all week. Never went back. Let's look at the 1 hour and look at the signals that we had. So we had the 3 signals here for Euro USD. So we're gonna replay all of them here, and then we're gonna do the Q&A afterwards, or if you have any questions, guys. So let's start here. And all of the signals that we're gonna show you on this webinar are sent out on our Discord group, our VIP group here. So if you want to get in, it's the time, guys, because this value of signals that is sent out for the system here, it's bar none here. So let's start. Perfect. Same thing. Sell signal congruent with our bias of a sell. You have a stop loss, the entry, TP1, TP2, TP3. Same process as any of our trade. Let's continue. Next hour, 2 hours, 3. Went back to your entry. So you have another report. If you missed this call and you saw the price going back to the entry price, you could get in here. And another thing, if the best thing to do, let's say you see a signal they send out, put an alert on TradingView or any of the devices that you're using, that when the price will hit that price, it will notify you that that you're able to get in. Okay, that's another tip that I could give you guys. So even though you're entered the trade here, you could re-put an alert at the entry price of the signal, and you could re-enter the trade twice. But that's really based on your risk management, right? So let's continue. So we went back to the entry. Consolidated here for 4 hours. Even more. So you see this, it's still a valid trade, guys. It's still valid. It's going to speed up the process here. Boom. Hit TP1 right there. It took a while, but it gave you exactly what you needed here. TP1 hit. Put your stop loss break even. You could take partial. You could close your trade, whatever you like. That's it's your account. You manage your trade the way that you want, and you continue. Yeah, we're going to do the weekend fall here. Boom. Another sell entry. Let's say you took partial, you're still in the first trade here. You have another opportunity to get in for another sell. And that one was the biggest move for the week here. So entry, stop loss, TP1, TP2, TP3. Let's continue. Boom, TP1 hit. Well, if we go back on the original trade, look at that. Your TP2 was hit. So in your original entry, take partial. You take partial here. Move your stop loss at TP1, right? Even here. Move your stop loss, and let's say it hit your TP your trading stop here because you would have put your stop loss at break even. Doesn't matter. You have another opportunity right there to enter. Okay, let's continue. Boom. TP2 hit, and if you're still with this trade, your TP3 was hit. Amazing. Let's continue. TP3 hit. Boom. So you have 2 trades for Euro USD for the week. All of them in profit. All of them hit profit. Continue. There was a final trade here, a final signal right there. So there was a sell entry here. Perfect. So this trade here, end of the week, consolidated. I think this one, let me check when it was sent out. It was sent out at 7 a.m. Yesterday. But we'll see what's going to happen here beginning of next week for this one. Perfect. Okay, so let's see if anyone has any questions here based on what we reviewed today. Gonna stop sharing here. Perfect. So I don't know if anyone has any questions of what we reviewed today and the process here of the fundamental bias. And as you see, if you know how to analyze data every week, you have an edge in the market compared to anyone that is trading here. So any retail trader doesn't have that information when they start trading the week. So that's why you have to study first before you take the exam. Trading it's like taking the exam. So if you don't study first, you're gonna fail the exam, right? So that's why at EFX we study the market before we take any trades, and that's a fact. Without that, you're not gonna be profitable for sure. You're gonna be gambling every week. So we'll I'll wait a few minutes if anyone has any questions. If not, we're gonna close the webinar and we're gonna come back here on Monday. Fresh week, fresh month. We're gonna have the fresh data here for our fundamental bias to review, and we should we're gonna be crushing it next week as always. So yeah, I'll wait a few minutes here until maybe 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes, and if there's no questions, we'll be finish the webinar here for today. And I hope that you saw a value here on what we did today, because those are type of information that most of people don't know exists to analyze here. Because if you're able to get the answers before the exam, most of the answers, you're ahead of the game. Okay, so we'll wait a few minutes here. No problem. No problem, Alden. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna close the webinar here. If you have any questions, guys, you can leave them in the comment section below if you're on YouTube, or on the Facebook group on this video. So we're gonna be glad to answer any questions that you have. If you're not in our Elevated FX signal group for Enigma specifically, we do have a Telegram link in the description in our Facebook group, and it will be put on our live stream here after the stream is finished, so you could join. It's free. You have a few signals that are sent out here based on what we're looking on the market here. You're not going to have all of them, but most of them. But if you want to have the full access of our Enigma signals, right? This is a $97 package per month, and you can have access to all of our signals here throughout the week. They'll be sent out between 8 p.m. to 11 a.m. every day when the market is open from Monday to Thursday. Okay. Perfect. So on that note, guys, I wish you a wonderful end of the week, a great weekend. We're going to come back here on Monday, and we're going to crush the week here overall, okay? So talk to you on Monday for the review of the first week of October, okay? Bye, guys.